He told police, "Last night I killed someone. I went to the garage side of the window of the duplex next to the one I lived in and crawled in through the window. I went to the bathroom and took the lid off the toilet tank and then went to the front room where the girl was sleeping in her bed. The two kids were sleeping in the room that I went into first. While the girl was sleeping, I hit her in the head with the tank lid. When I hit her, it did not knock her out."
This man is sick, man. Listen to what he did, man. Ain't no way this man deserved parole.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sanders. The time is 12:40 in the afternoon. You're still at Hunt Correctional where we are. We're still in Baton Rouge at headquarters as we continue these hearings for today. As I said, the time is 12:40. It's still February the 13th of 2025. You can see from our name tags who we are. I'm Steve Brader, the chairman for today, and we're going to hear what you have to say. We're going to hear what the institution has to say about you. And then we're going to hear for anybody that's in favor of your parole request and then those in opposition of parole request. Then we'll ask you questions and we'll be concluded with this thing. Mr. Sanders, to begin with, and of course, we already know who the staff is. Do you have anybody there?
We have.
I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt. This is Assistant Warden Buttress. I just wanted to make a note that we have our psychiatrist sitting behind him, Dr. Ashley Fleming, and our Director of Medical and Mental Health Services, Mr. Terry Grady. Mr. Sanders is currently housed in one of our mental health treatment areas.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sanders. Tell me why you are there, what you did, and what you've done to reform yourself so that we could consider a parole.
I'm here for second-degree murder. I killed a late child woman when I was 17 years old. Miss Carol.
Okay, are we gonna be able to continue this
Yes, sir.
hearing? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I didn't really hear a lot of what you said, so as soon as you collect yourself, would you begin again?
Here for second-degree murder. I killed a late Charles woman, named Carol when I was 17 years old. And I'm extremely remorseful for what I did. That's an understatement. I've tried to kill myself several times. That's how bad I felt. I didn't feel like I deserved to live, and I probably didn't. And
You want us to come back to you in just a minute?
no, sir. No, sir.
Okay. All right.
Any
What-
taken classes, what have you done to
I, I earned my GED. I quit school in the very first semester in ninth grade, and I earned my GED in Angola back in 1997 at Canada Eagle School. I several certificates from Angola, which ain't on record here at Hunt, and I've taken several anger management programs and 10 days of self-esteem and stuff. And I learned how to think better. and stuff like that, keep from getting so angry at myself and stuff. And, well, I've earned several certificates here in Angola. And, I've taken pre-release program, and I even took a sex offenders class, but, I didn't get the whole 100 hours in, but I passed all 4 tests, with flying colors. Not to brag on myself, I was a sick teenager, extremely sick. I had full intentions of raping that woman. I got into the apartment. And I seen her asleep. I didn't know what to do. And that was it. My first time, and I got something to knock her unconscious. I was scared. She was asleep. And there was a whole time heavy porcelain commode top thing. And I got it and I raised it on my head and I had a lot of pent up anger inside of me. And I closed my eyes and I came crashing down. And I hit her. It didn't knock her unconscious. She was already asleep. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I wanted to rape that woman. I was so wrong.
Okay. So you killed her with a commode tank top. Did you keep saying you keep saying you wanted to rape. Did you rape her after you killed her?
No, sir. I did not rape that woman. No, sir.
Okay.
I killed her. I did it. I hit her too hard. It did knock her unconscious. She woke up screaming. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I kept hitting her and hitting her. I killed her.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let Mr. Barra get into any other details that we might have, but okay. Would the warden tell us what kind of fella he's been, or tell us about him a little bit?
He is like, Warden Butcher said, he is housed in one of our mental health units, box 1. He does live, and Dr. Fleming can, attest to some, how he's been as far as behavior wise and stuff, because she, sees him on a regular basis. But he lives in one of our, mental health units, box 1. It's an open dorm setting. And his last write-up was 2022 for, he got a reprimand.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, nobody's there to speak in favor, so we'll move on to Mr. Chris Kellogg and followed by Mr. John Kellogg. Are y'all with us? Okay. Mr. Chris, would you start out telling us why you're opposed to this, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What Mr. Sanders don't realize is that we found our mom that next morning. I was 6 years old. We found her naked in the floor because, yes, he did rape her. Found his wallet on the floor. Found his comb laying there. found the pillow where he had straightened up the room. We ran door to door, beating on the neighbors' doors, trying to get somebody to wake up. They finally both woke up at the same time on the two different sides of the house. This guy raped and killed my mom. And then after doing so, left her for us kids to find. We've lived our entire life dealing with the fact of finding our mother laying there naked in the floor. Laying there dead, shaking her foot. I still remember I grabbed her right foot and shook her and said, "Mom, Mom, Mom." She didn't wake up. I still remember the first one that came out was the left door. They invited us in. They gave us a Coke. The person at the right door came over and gave us a blanket. The police took us out to eat for the first time in our life. We had never went out to eat. We'd always ate at home. He took our mom. He took my grandma's daughter. He took my kids' grandparents, grandma, away. My kids will never know their grandma. Ever. And you know what? I've sat back and I thought, I wonder how his parents are doing because I'm a dad. And if my kids ever killed somebody, how would I ever live with that knowing I raised that kid? He took our mom from us. He don't ever deserve to be out. He took my aunt's sister away. My aunt didn't know how to ever handle it. And she bore the guilt because she left that night. She went on a date, and he chose that night when she went on a date to kill my mom. She took that guilt with her the entire time. We are left to live with it. My brother and I are left to live with it. To live with our finding our mother laying in the floor with no clothes on. To live with our kids never having grandma. You know how hard it is to graduate high school and go, I wonder if my mom would have been proud. To go to college and go, I wonder if she would have been proud. To see my brother get his diploma and wonder, would she have been proud of him? And instead, we got to sit and suffer through it. He don't deserve to be out. My grandma died preparing for the last parole hearing. She was in the middle of preparing for it. We went on the news and everything else, and she fell and hit her head and died. She was so stressed out. My aunt had a heart attack. And they knew all along her heart had kept getting weaker and weaker. She had so much bent up guilt and remorse because she left that day. You didn't just take one person, dude. You took my whole family.
Okay. All right, sir, is that, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're having to relive this and talk to us. Is that all you got, Mr. Chris? Okay, we'll move on to John Kellogg. Mr. John Kellogg, go ahead and tell us why you're in opposition. You're on mute, sir.
My apologies. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
I'm the youngest son of Carol Kellogg. I am 46 years old. He broke into our house through our bedroom window. He broke into our house 5 days before my birthday. To this day, I can't stand celebrating my birthday because all it does is remind me of that day. When we were finally taken away from that situation, we bounced around house to house to house because none of our family members who took us in knew how to deal with such broken children. We never had a proper upbringing because our world was taken away from us. I didn't have a mother to teach me love and compassion and kindness. All I had were people who taught me how to be hard and have a hard upbringing. I had physical, mental, and emotional abuse at the hands of the people who didn't even want us because we were so broken. But I'll tell you one thing, at 17 years old, I did a whole bunch of stupid stuff. But even at that age, I knew it wasn't right to murder somebody. You cannot make an excuse that there was a rough upbringing or some difficult time happened to justify taking someone's life. It's not right. I have lived with this my entire life, pretty much. I have been lucky in a lot of ways because I got a wonderful wife who stands beside me every day. But I couldn't imagine not having that person with me because I wouldn't be able to handle this. Even now, 40 plus years later, it still hurts. And I'm still broken because of it. I will never get to ask my mom advice, ask my mom what to do in a situation because she was taken from me. I oppose him getting out because not only did he ruin my life, he ruined many, many others besides. That's all I have to say.
Right, sir. Well, appreciate you having the strength to come before us, and I'm so sorry. I'll tell you, like I told your brother, I'm so sorry that y'all had to live through this. That's it. Okay, it'll be the board will now ask some questions. Mr. Barra is the lead on this particular case. Mr. Barra, would you go ahead and give us your thoughts, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just give a brief summary of the event that Mr. Sanders did not remember all the details of, obviously. And this is from his statement to the Lake Charles Police Department provided on September 24th, 1983. He told police, "Last night I killed someone. I went to the garage side of the window of the duplex next to the one I lived in and crawled in through the window. I went to the bathroom and took the lid off the toilet tank and then went to the front room where the girl was sleeping in her bed. The two kids were sleeping in the room that I went into first. While the girl was sleeping, I hit her in the head with the tank lid. When I hit her, it did not knock her out. She started screaming and I hit her again several times with the tank lid. While I was hitting her, the lid broke. I hit her around the throat with part of the lid that was broken, and then I choked her with my hands. She was still in bed at the time. After she was dead, I pulled her down to the floor next to the bed where I took her pants off. Then I took my jeans off and raped her. After I raped her, I went back to the bathroom, took my shirt off and cleaned myself up. It was a red shirt. After it was all over, I went out the front door, got on my bike, and acted like I was just getting home. This happened around 3 a.m.
Hey. No.
Thomas Sanders stated that one of the kids woke up and he had to quiet him down and turn the bathroom light on for him because he was scared. He also stated, I had been drinking 151 rum and coke last night and I killed the girl, but I knew what I was doing. This is a fantasy of mine and I think about raping girls all the time. That was the statement to the Lake Charles Police Department on September 24th, 1983, the day of the murder. Do you have anything to say about that now?
Sir, that must, no, sir.
Yes, that's the only question I have.
I don't have any questions. Okay, I think we're, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And by the way, it was
Chris.
me that woke up.
Okay,
It was me that woke up. He told me he was a friend of my mom's and to go back to bed.
okay. All right, sir, I think we're prepared to vote. I'm sorry you had to listen to all that, but it was necessary. I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Barra, you're the first vote.
Yeah. I vote to oppose the denied parole due to the extreme heinous and violent nature of this crime and murder, the strong opposition from the victim's family, the strong opposition from the sheriff's office, the DA, the chief of police, and the attorney general.
Okay.
I concur with Mr. Boris.
And I concur with Mr. Barra. So your parole has been denied today. The time is 1:01 in the afternoon. I